Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to TSC Autovlogs. Now, before we jump into today's video, I want to give a massive shout out to CLH Carbon. That's right, CLH Carbon on Instagram. Now, CLH Carbon reached out to me on Instagram independently. This is not a paid partnership. This is not a paid ad. Just want to let you guys know how you're going to get some free goodies today. So, CLH Carbon reached out to me on Instagram and asked me if I would like any merch or any advertisement type of merchandise for TSC Autovlogs, for the channel. Now, once I saw what CLH Carbon was working with, obviously I couldn't say no, so I had to give it a try. So now I'm passing the goodies on to you guys. Now, CLH Carbon specializes in a wide array of customized carbon fiber key tags. When I say carbon fiber, I'm not talking about that cheap stuff. You see this? I'm not talking about the cheap stuff. This is the legit carbon fiber right here. So CLH Carbon hit me up and asked me if I would like any channel branded merchandise, and this is what we came out with. So check this out. As you can see right here, this is high quality laser engraved carbon fiber, and again, this isn't that cheap stuff. This is legit carbon fiber. So I have 20 of these awesome carbon fiber TSC Autovlogs branded key tags in my possession right now. As a special gift to you, the subscribers and the constant supporters, I am splitting these and giving 10 of these away absolutely free. All you have to do is comment in this video below and say, I want one. That's all you gotta do. Comment in this video below and say, I want one. If you receive a reply from me under your comment on the video with a number from 1 to 10, you will be one of the lucky people to get one of these awesome CLH Carbon designed TSC Autovlogs carbon fiber key tags. So again, if you want one of these awesome TSC Autovlogs carbon fiber key tags for absolutely zero cost, comment on this video below saying, I want one. Remember, that's first come, first serve. And if you're a fellow YouTuber and you want to get some awesome channel branded merchandise in awesome carbon fiber key tag form, hit up CLH Carbon again. That's CLH Carbon on Instagram. And of course, massive shout outs to CLH Carbon. Thank you again, brother. These are awesome, and I'll definitely be getting more from you in the future. Now, let's get into today's video. All right, everybody, what's going on, world? What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to TSC Autovlogs. Obviously, as you can see, it's a little bit of a different view today for everybody, but I think we all understand what's about to go down. So, as we said in the last video, today is gonna be a first driving's impressions. Well, not really first. I've had the car already and I've already been driving it, but yeah, it's gonna be a driving impressions for you guys anyway of how the S13 Silvia drives and handles, and just, you know, just a general nice drive today with the S13. So we got the keys here, and yeah, let's take it for a spin. What would a driving impressions video be without the glorious squeeze in to the right-hand drive Silvia here? Grab my phone. Now, in no way am I complaining about having to squeeze in to this car, being that I've got two cars in the garage. So in no way am I complaining about having to squeeze into this car. So this is the interior, obviously here. If you guys didn't see the last video where I gave pretty much an overview of the outside and then somewhat of the inside. So, but yeah, this is the interior up close and personal. Yeah, as you can see, still no radio. So that's probably gonna be one of the first things that we do with this car, as well as changing out the DeFi gauges power supply wire, because I think that is jacked up. That's why the DeFi gauges stopped working over the last couple days. But without further ado, let's just start her up. All right, smells like a 90s JDM vehicle. For those who know, you know what that is, and it's not a bad smell at all. It's a good smell. It's a nostalgic smell, if you will. It smells like my first little hoopty car, but this is in no way hoopty. Don't you worry, girl, I ain't calling you no hoopty. All right, let's put put these windows down first before we really get rolling, before it gets real hot. It's actually not too bad of a day with the windows actually down. This is my first time using a Hero 8 Black, so I don't know how the wind noise is gonna be with this, but I guess we'll see when we really start off with it. First off, let me do my favorite, probably my favorite feature in this car. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, my charger doesn't even do that, and it's about 6 to 7 times the price of this little car. So Dodge, take some notes on that. All right, so setting off in the S13 Silvia. This is a 5-speed. Turbo sounds pretty good. So my S13 Silvia, I think you can see, even with hyper smooth on, that the ride compared to a Dodge Charger with electronically controlled suspension is a little bit bumpier. It's a little bit more unforgiving, but that's obviously the point of these cars. Should be able to hear the turbo there as I shift through my 5 gears. As soon as I drove this car back to the house, because I got it delivered pretty much right up the street here, as soon as I drove the car back to the house, I fell in love with the turbo spool and the turbo noise. Overall, the car does ride smooth for having the aftermarket coilovers on. I have been thinking about it, and I think I'm probably gonna go with airbags for this car, just to soften up the suspension just a little bit more, and to also get that really good slammed look when it comes to finally taking this thing to shows and whatnot. So come on, you can come on over there. Don't worry about me. I'm just a little slow turd box now. I don't gotta go as fast as I used to in the Charger. Overall, if you've never driven a 90s right-hand drive JDM vehicle, it's honestly not that bad. Again, as you can see, my D5 gauges, I'm pretty sure the power wire is jacked up from just being jostled around inside here, so we're gonna fix that. We're gonna get that all good to go. But yeah, if you've never driven a 90s JDM right-hand drive vehicle, it's not that bad. As you can see, I've driven it usually on the weekends, and it's not bad. It garners more attention than you'd think, though, when people finally either one, hear the turbo coming at them, or two, see you like that guy, or two, see you or two, see you on a right-hand drive vehicle. So it definitely garners a lot of attention, this car. Actually almost, actually no, I'd say more attention than my Charger Hellcat this car garnishes, which is, you know, it's just an honor in itself to have a JDM legend in my garage and being able to drive it around. Okay, so inside the cockpit of the S13 Silvia, it's a little tight. I'm in this aftermarket bride seat here. You can see bright red, obviously the previous owner used to match the wonderful bright red paint on the outside. Seat itself is, it's cozy. It's cozy for sure. It's really cozy. As I said in the last video, which if you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna put a card for it in here now so you can check out the actual full review of the interior and exterior of the Nissan Silvia. Yeah, the seat's probably made for a guy of shorter stature than myself. So I think I've been looking at some more aftermarket seats because I'm gonna swap out this seat as well. So we're gonna be getting 2 aftermarket seats in this car. So if you guys and gals have any suggestions for me, please let me know. I've been looking at Recaro, Corbeau, I've been looking at Brom, I've been looking at, what is it, Sparco, Bride again. I've been looking at, you know, just all the kinds of seats right now, just in a larger stature, for a larger stature guy as myself. So that'll also be one of the things coming soon to a S13 Silvia near you. Let's talk about what everybody wants to hear about, and that's boost. As you can kind of hear. So boost in this car, turbo lag is definitely a thing that I'm getting used to. Definitely a thing. So boost in this car comes on at about 3,000 to 3,200 RPMs, and
really pulls until right about 4,500 RPMs, and then at that point you're pretty much out of your power band. And so yeah, from about 3,000 to 4,500 is where the turbos really kick in and you really feel that power. And for a car like this that weighs in at just about 2,100 to 2,500 pounds, you can definitely tell because of how light this car is. You can really feel the power, and I can't wait to really get this thing out and do some real like motorsport stuff with it, you know, do a little drifty boy stuff that you're supposed to do with these cars. I really can't wait to get it out and start practicing that stuff, because I think this thing is gonna be a blast. So just about 4,000 kilometers in my time with it, so nothing too crazy. Haven't taken it on any like crazy trips. I do take it on the highway when I do drive it. It drives just fine on the highway. Once you get it on the highway itself, the aftermarket coilovers, they begin to soften up a little bit more, and they begin to really be a little bit more forgiving than when, you know, I'm on roads like this and back roads and stuff, when you're hitting potholes and all that kind of stuff. As much as I try and avoid them, sometimes you just can't. So this car already being so low, and as well as having the aftermarket coilovers to get it even lower, again, when it gets on the highway, it becomes a little bit more forgiving. But on regular roads such as this, there are points, there are points when you can feel how low and how slammed this car is. But again, like I said, I think I'm gonna do airbags for that, universal air suspension, and I think that's definitely gonna give it a totally new ride. Handling itself isn't bad, it's actually very sharp. I'm probably gonna get the car realigned, but as you can see, the steering and the turning is like, it is not bad at all, not bad. This thing is, honestly, for a over 20-year-old car, the handling is very impressive. It's very sharp. It, you know, it impresses me every time I drive it, and the more I get used to it, the more impressive this car becomes. So as previously mentioned, this car is rolling on some Bridgestone Potenzas. So for days like this, when something that's not coming, like as you can see on the horizon there, when a storm's not coming through, these tires are incredibly sticky. They're incredibly agile, but as soon as the rain comes in, this thing definitely becomes a drift monster. And I'm not gonna say exactly how I know that, but I think if you know, you know that Bridgestone Potenzas are not exactly the best wet weather tires. So I will be changing those out once it's time. Obviously I will be changing those out because I'm going to get all the hours that I can and miles that I can out of these Bridgestones. But I will be changing out those tires for a little bit more of an all-season. Probably I might go with something like the Generals that I have on my Hellcat, or I might even try and do, I've been seeing a lot about Hercules tires, so I might try some Hercules tires. And if I do, obviously you guys will be the first to know, because you'll be seeing an in-depth and on-road review with those. But filling up for gas honestly isn't bad. There's a gas station right there, so it's about 203 for regular unleaded. Of course, we fill this up with premium, and I can't say I've gone over $25 in the price fluctuation between around like 189 to 203 as it is now. I can't say I've gone above $23 to $25 for a full tank of gas, and it's such, obviously, it's such a difference from the Charger being around the 30 to 40 at sometimes $50 range. So already that's a plus in my book. Visibility out of this old gal isn't bad either. You can see it's not too bad out the back. I don't really have many blind spots besides maybe the C-pillars back there, but that's only in, I would say, a pretty extreme condition. But visibility is wonderful outside this car, and again, it just, so far, it's great on the road. So as you've seen throughout this drive here, the AC is blowing cold. I'm actually probably gonna turn it, well, I guess up a little bit, turn the heat up a little bit, just because it is pretty damn cold in this car. So the AC blows fine. We're in Florida, so on the very select times that I will need the heat, I'm sure it will not let me down. I'm sure it will not disappoint me. Let's give it a little go here. See, 3,000. And there it is. This thing pulls, man. For a little four-banger, I mean, this pulls. For a little turboed four-banger, this thing pulls great. And I'm assuming that has to do in part with the weight of this car. Again, around 2,100 to 2,500 pounds, a little bit on the lower end there. It's so light and it's so nimble, and this car, as long as you know what you're doing behind the wheel, this car will do pretty much anything you ask of it, even for being 20 plus years old. These red top SR20 engines have a ton of potential, potential to at least double their horsepower. So I'm not saying that that's what we're gonna do with this gal, but I am saying that we are gonna bump up the power eventually. We are gonna make it a little quicker, but nothing outrageous. Again, I've had the 700 horsepower 4-door sedan. Now, my plans for this are more of like project daily, so it's definitely not gonna be something outlandish to where it's, again, undrivable or almost undrivable on a rainy day. I do want to bring this car as many places as I can and drive it as much as I can, so I don't want to fiddle with the power and the internals too much. All right, everybody. I think that's probably gonna do it for this quick little first drivings impressions for you of the S13 Silvia. So I'm gonna pull over here real quick, and then you know, we'll oh, that is one thing that I did forget to mention. This does have a welded differential. So yeah, it's got a welded diff. There you go. Hear the chirps? Oh yeah. So yeah, welded diff. Definitely gonna have to be getting a legit LSD here in the future for this car as well, to make it just a little bit more handle friendly, and so it just doesn't chirp when I'm hitting it on just a regular turn, or even like it makes it incredibly hard to back up into some places, which I rarely do in this car when you have a welded diff. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna about do it. That is the driving impressions of the Nissan S13 Silvia. So if you guys got any questions about it, obviously hit me up in the comments. I think I'm gonna drive this gal home now before that storm out there makes its way over here, and might not have a fun time in these Bridgestone Potenzas. Also, one thing I forgot to mention before I go, remember, as you saw in the beginning of this video, it's not a paid partnership or anything like that, but if you guys want one of the 10 TSC Autovlogs branded carbon fiber key tags from CLH Carbon, again, in this video, just hit up and say, I want one, or give me a key tag or whatever, and I'll be giving away 10 of those for absolutely free, no charge. We'll sort out all the shipping and everything once I figure out the 10 people. Again, it's first come, first serve, so I'll figure out the first 10 people, and at that point, we'll figure out all the shipping things from there, and I'll be in contact with you guys. So with that, I'm gonna take this thing home. I can feel the colder breeze coming in from that storm right out there, so I think it's about time to get this gal back in the garage. Of course, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments about the S13, or you have any suggestions about what I should do to the S13 in the future, again, comment below. Of course, if you want to see more to come with the S13, you want to see more driving things, especially when I slap this idiot rig on the top of my head on, when it comes time to really getting the old gal sideways, if you catch my drift, definitely make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's free, and I promise there's going to be some stuff to come back to see in the future with this S13. But with that, I'm out of here, YouTube. You guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one.